Hi, my name's Anna and I blog at Insulin Independent, and today I kind of want to talk to you a little bit about diabetes and exercise. I'm currently in Scotland walking the mountains with my husband, and it's been leaving me, doing a lot of experimenting, thinking about my diabetes a lot when I'm out. I went to a conference last May, I think it was, which was run by Animas, but it was led by the guy who helped Stephen Redgrave train for the Olympics. And it was all about type 1 diabetes and exercise, and it was so useful. And I've been kind of trying to put into practice what I was learning there, which was how to deal with different types of exercise. Now today, we're going to be doing a hill walk, which is going to be about 300 to 400 metres high. There's going to be times when we're climbing about 100 to 200 metres at any one time. So I'm kind of assuming that today is pretty much going to be aerobic exercise and very low intensity for long periods of time with short spurts of high intensity. So what I've done is I've lowered my basal with my insulin pump to around 60% of what it was, which means the background insulin I'm getting is 60% of what it normally is. And that's because I use the sugar in my bloodstream much more effectively without the need for insulin when exercising. I've also packed a sort of a safety kit of Snickers bars, Lucozades, water, telephone, everything that you might want if you're going to kind of potentially be in a bit of a sticky situation. So yeah, today what I'm going to do is I've set myself off on a good footing, and I'm going to kind of take my camera with me, and we're going to have a look at what happens during the walk. I hope you find this useful, and I'll see you in a bit. Thank you. Bye. Hi. We've now reached the summit of the walk, and things are pretty good so far. That lump that you can see behind me is Ben Nevis. We haven't climbed that. We've climbed one that's about 350 metres off the ground. It was a lot more intense than I was expecting at first, but it's kind of levelled out now. Blood sugars so far have been really, really good. They were kind of consistently 6.5 for the first kind of hour of the walk. They're now starting to rise above sort of 8 millimoles, which is around about the 170 mark mgdl. Yeah, I think that might be because of the intensity at the beginning of the walk has kind of perhaps made my body kick out some glucose, which is now sort of swimming around my system a little bit. Going to keep an eye on it. I still think that 60% is probably the right way to go. I did also have a little hypo before I left the house, which I think was from overcorrecting this morning. When I woke up I was a little bit higher than I wanted to be, and I think that might be a bit of fallout from that. But so far, yeah, I'm going to stick with the 60% for now. Going to keep an eye on the Dexcom, which is always just your best friend, and I'll let you know how it goes later on when we get back. Okay, see you soon. Okay, walk is finished, and I have the kind of the final update for you, which is that things went really, really well. Blood sugars stayed between 6 and 10 the whole time, which I'm really pleased about. The little spike that I had mentioned in my last video did continue, and I sort of peaked at about 9.3 millimoles, which is working its way up to a little bit higher than I'd want to be. I know that I can stay at 6.3 the whole time. So I kind of have a little job on my hand, which is to try and figure out why that spike happened. Now, I gave myself a little bit of insulin on the walk in the end. I cancelled my temporary basal, which was set at 60%, and I gave myself a little tiny correction bonus, which was about half what I normally would have done, because I know my insulin is going to be so much more effective during exercise. So I kind of have to think now, as the final part of the process, of what I would do next time to kind of try and stop that spike. And the two thoughts trains that I have are either that it was because the first part of the walk, which was about 45 minutes, was so intensive with kind of 45-degree upward hills, that maybe that could have been as a result of some adrenaline, or it could have been that my liver was kicking out some glucose. Not quite sure at the moment. The other thing is that the 60% that I thought I'd nailed on the head might not be quite right, because when I gave myself some insulin, it did bring it back down quite steadily, and I seemed to be staying high quite steadily, which if it was an adrenaline response, you'd expect it to be a little bit more scatty. So yeah, I'm going to kind of do the same walk, or a similar walk tomorrow. And I think I'm going to try 75% basal and see where I go from there. We found one which is a kind of quite a flat profile, so it won't have that initial mental adrenaline releasing exercise. And so that might be the way to find out. By removing that, I can find out whether or not it's my basal. So hopefully this has kind of given you a bit of an idea of how a person with type 1 diabetes goes about exercise when trying a new type of exercise. If you've got any questions, please just send me some stuff either on the blog or on here. Yeah, anyway, thanks very much. Bye.